Hi everyone, I'm Marcy. Welcome to my kitchen. Today I thought I'd share another informal cook with me videos because I just got in from out of town and I haven't had time to put together a recipe, let alone do any grocery shopping. So I'm going to be making some ground beef tacos. Nothing really fancy about them, although I do make them like my mom. She would always add potatoes to the ground beef because she had a lot of mouths to feed, and that was one way to make the meat stretch. But anyway, I'll tell you a little bit more about that as we get to it. What I'm doing right now is I'm just putting together a really quick salsa that we're going to serve with the tacos. And for this, I think I've shared this video before, but this, all I use is jalapenos, onion, and I use these petite diced canned tomatoes, and these work out really great. So I'm just going to remove the seeds and the stems, and then just kind of coarsely chop it because I'm letting the food processor do all the work for me. Okay, I give it just a rough chop, and then I'm going to add these. Now, I don't pour in the entire can. I usually save just a little, just so that after this mixes, I still have some texture at the end. I like this salsa to be a little chunky. So that's my little trick, is that I leave some that I don't put in the food processor. That already smells good. Now I'm just going to peel a couple of garlic cloves, and then I'll add some salt and a tiny bit of cumin. I think I have trust issues because even though I know this will blend this up really good, I still feel the need to mince it in there just in case. Got my salt and cumin. And I never really measure. Probably, I don't know, maybe a teaspoon. A little cumin. And I'll mix one last time. Now, sometimes I'll add cilantro, and in fact, I think I might have some. Let me check in the fridge real quick. Now, I did have some, but it has seen its better days. Yeah, I'm not gonna be using that. So we're just gonna go without. I'm one of those cooks that I just use whatever I have. And today I don't have this. And then I also don't have lemon or fresh lime. So I'm going to just be adding just a little bit of bottled lemon juice. We've been buying this Lucy's brand for a number of years. We buy it off of Amazon. It's really, really good. So I'm just going to add that to here, and it just acts as a preservative for the salsa. Let me pour it into a bowl. What's this one? That smells really good. And here's the remainder of the tomato, just to make it a little chunkier. Add that there at the end. And I'll just do a splash of lemon juice. Maybe a little more than a splash. And that salsa is done. So I'll just wait and start on the tacos. I like to clean as I go. By the way, I had someone mention in the comments last week, they said, I noticed that you don't wash your hands after you touch raw meat. And I thought, oh my gosh, I was horrified. Of course I wash my hands. But when we're shooting these videos, were I to show you every single time I wash my hands, that would add so much, and I don't think you need to see that. So I generally leave that out of the videos. Okay, I'm only going to be adding a couple of potatoes. Mine are starting to grow little eyes on them, but you can just break them off. They're still going to be okay. I'm just going to peel them, and you can add as many potatoes as you'd like. I'm only going to do these. Usually I just do like one, maybe two, but because these are smaller, I'll go with both. And also I tend to chop them real small because that's how my mom used to do it. But you can cut them into larger sizes if you'd like. See, this is what I mean by small. All right, now that I've got the potatoes all chopped, I'm going to move over to the stove, but first let me get a saucepan. Now, you can fry the potatoes and your ground beef for tacos, obviously, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to cook them in water because the ground beef has plenty of fat in it anyway. So I'm going to put just enough water into this pan to cover the potatoes. That's plenty right there. Now I'll put it on the stove. While I'm waiting for the potatoes to cook, I'm just gonna chop up the tomatoes and the lettuce for later. And I've already washed them. I like the lettuce real finely chopped. And I keep thinking right now that I'm making tacos for a bunch of people, but it's just Tony and I tonight, so I don't need a whole lot. This is probably more than enough right there. Let me check on the potatoes. It's a little hot. And already they're probably pretty much cooked. So I'm gonna go ahead and add the ground beef. And like I said, you can fry this, but I'm choosing not to. And it's just cooking in that little bit of water that was there with the potatoes. And now that I've got this all broken up, I'll go ahead and get the spices, and it's all the usual taco seasonings. It's salt, garlic powder, red chili powder, and then of course I like a little bit of cumin. For some reason, a lot of people don't like cumin, but because I get a lot of people comment about that, but I really love it. So let me go ahead and get what I'm gonna use. Oops, other way. This is my New Mexico red chili powder. And I never really measure, just put what you like. Here's the cumin. Love this. And I can't find my garlic powder, so I'm using garlic salt, which just means that I'll cut back on the regular salt that I add to this. Finally, the salt. Now this does take a while to cook, so meantime I'm gonna grate the cheese because I still haven't done that. It's all about timing. You want everything ready at the right time. So I'm gonna grate the cheese, and today I'm just using cheddar. I usually always have pepper jack in my fridge, and my favorite cheese is Munster, but I don't have any of that on hand right now. Cheddar it is today. You'll have to let me know in the comments if there's a cheese that you always have on hand. It's fun finding out what other people have as staples in their homes. All right, this is coming along. Just a little bit more. I see a little pink still. Now, if you think there's too much liquid, you can take a spoon and remove it, or you can just let it cook longer and eventually all that liquid is going to evaporate. But let me show you what I mean. So you would take a spoon and just kind of tilt. And then remove it. But you don't want to throw it down your drain because there's still some fat in it. So let me grab a bowl real quick. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and turn this off, and I can start frying the tortillas. Actually, I'll do it on the same one. Now for this, you can use your good oil, but I tend to not use olive oil when I'm frying, just using regular old vegetable oil. That should be enough there. And I've got my corn tortillas. Hopefully these are still good. I've had them in the fridge for a while. If not, I have another bag. Still good. Let that get hot, and we're almost ready. I just remembered I have avocados, and they're actually ripe. At least I think they are. It's always so hard buying them. You get them so green and then they're not ready. And then when they finally are, you forget all about them and then they go black. That's good enough. My trusty avocado slicer. I love this thing. You just run it along the bottom and you get perfect slices just like that. Isn't that nice? See, I'm trying to do it where you can see. I didn't do as good a job with this one, but that gives you the idea. I love avocado. Can never have enough of it. All right, and I think this is hot enough. Yes, it is. I just dip the very tip of the tortilla and you can tell once it bubbles. And I always use a fork. Some people use tongs, but I just feel like I have more control when I use a fork for some reason. And then I just sort of bend it and hold it. The longer you leave it in the oil, obviously, the crispier your taco is going to be. This oil is too hot. Let me lower the temp. Much too hot. That's better. I'm not burning it right off the bat. Of course, I always put them on paper towels so that the excess oil can drain. These tortillas are awesome because they do that beautiful bubble, but unfortunately, makes it a little hard to fold. So let me just bring this over here and do it on this thing. I like to just pat away all the extra grease And now we can fill them. All right, and now I'll grab some plates. All right, now I'm just gonna fill them and we are ready to eat. So this is what's for dinner. Just ground beef tacos with potatoes in them. And then just your typical toppings, lettuce, tomato, and cheese. Now some cheese. And these look good enough to eat. And can't forget the homemade salsa. This gives it such a freshness. I really should let Tony, being everyone, put his own. But I'm spoiling him and making it all ready for him. So there it is. This is dinner for us tonight. I hope you enjoyed watching. I know this isn't a typical type video that I normally do where I share a recipe, but I thank you for watching as I cook dinner for Tony and I tonight, and I hope you enjoyed it. And next Saturday I will have a typical recipe for you. But we got to eat these while they're hot.